In a story that I didn't have a chance to cover last month, affirming her commitment to common sense, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has made it clear she won't tolerate any more mask mandates for students in the province's school system because of the harmful effects she says masking has on children. I know, crazy talk. But hey, what else do you expect from a right-wing Christian nationalist Albertans anyway? The detrimental effects of masking on the mental health, development, and education of children in classroom settings is well understood, and we must turn the page on what has been an extremely difficult time for children, along with their parents and teachers, Smith wrote in a statement released October 29th. Our government will not permit any further masking mandates of children in Alberta's K-12 education system. Truly the hallmarks of a tyrant and dictator, huh? Smith was responding to an Alberta Court of King's bench ruling issued 3 days prior on the 26th of October, finding that the previous provincial government's order last winter to lift mask mandates for schools was unreasonable. She also directed the Justice Minister to assess the court's ruling and asked other government officials to keep her alert to any changes that undermine the government's authority on the matter. I have directed our Justice Minister to assess whether an appeal of Thursday's King's Bench court decision is appropriate, Premier Smith wrote in her statement. Justice Grant Dunlop had ruled on October 26 that former Alberta Premier Jason Kenney's government acted unreasonably in February when it ordered removal of the requirement for kids to wear masks in schools. Dunlop reasoned that the Public Health Act requires decisions to be made by the Chief Medical Officer of Health, the CMOH, or an authorized delegate rather than elected officials. If the judge were before me, I would ask, what if the Chief Medical Officer or health official is incompetent or cannot produce an overwhelming amount of evidence that supports his or her position? What then? The court had reviewed the order after the families of 5 immunocompromised children, along with the Alberta Federation of Labour, a teachers' union, requested a judicial review alleging that the removal of the mandates was discriminatory against these 5 children. In his ruling, Justice Dunlop also said a February 8th letter from Education Minister Adriana Lagrange to school authorities conveying the government's orders was problematic. Lagrange wrote, "School authorities cannot deny their students access to in-person education due to their personal decision to wear or not to wear a mask in schools," citing Section 3.1 of the Education Act. Therefore, effective Monday, February 14, 2022, the masking requirements in CMOH 22-2021 will be removed, and as such, there will be no masking requirements for any students in school or on school buses. Lagrange's letter stated, adding that as of that date, school boards will not be empowered by the provincial health order or recommendations from the CMOH to require mask mandates for students. Justice Dunlop said that while the Education Act, specifically Section 51.2, does empower the Education Minister to restrict the powers of a school board, this must be done through a regulation. However, Lagrange's letter was not a regulation and in fact caused widespread misunderstanding. So, a few closing thoughts on this. Number 1, teachers and students who still wanted to wear masks were not prohibited in doing so by the provincial government edict. If these folks believe that they did what they did, then they should have continued to wear them. It's my understanding that the judicial system is supposed to operate on facts. Well, when the facts contradict reality, shouldn't we still be relying upon facts? Or do we go with what reality is posing? Once again, shouldn't the court demand from the petitioners actual evidence supporting the position that they're taking? Lastly, to be intellectually honest, I won't cherry pick one decision over another. In other words, back the politicians, health officials, and or judges when their decision suits me or fancies me. Regardless of who it is that's trying to implement or impose their edicts, they must be able to defend it with a body of conclusive evidence. Evidence which allows citizens the opportunity for the most robust informed consent. That is how it should function properly. Anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please post any comments you have in the comment section. You can also follow me on my Rumble, on my locals. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you're new, check out some of the other videos. I will see you next time.